Today, I'm going to explain exactly how we reverse aging at the Strength Laboratory. Not slow it down, not manage the decline, but to reverse it. There are three critical systems that die after age 40. And most people have no idea this is happening until it's too late. Your friends are doing cardio, they're doing yoga, Pilates, they're doing light weights for high reps, and all of those things ignore what's actually killing your independence. We're going to go through each system one by one. I'm going to show you what it is, why it's dying, what the symptoms look like in real life, and how we use precision science-based training to bring it back. This is the only program in the world designed specifically for ages 40 to 70. By the end of this, you'll understand why that matters. Let's start with the system that dies first and fastest. Power is the ability to generate force quickly. It's explosive strength. It's not about how much weight you can lift. It's about how fast you can move it. And between ages 40 to 70, you lose 50% of power due to cognitive decline as a result of inactivity. And walking doesn't count. Half gone. This happens twice as fast as regular strength loss. While you're losing 3 to 8% of your strength per decade, you're losing double that in power. Why does this matter? Well, because power is what keeps you independent in real life. Power is what gets you off the toilet without using your hand. Power is what catches you when you trip on something. Power is what lets you react fast enough to save yourself from a fall. Without power, you become dependent. You need grab bars installed. You need railings everywhere. You need someone to help you stand up. And here's the brutal truth. Almost nobody is training power over 40. Nobody. Let me show you what power loss looks like in daily life. Here are the symptoms of power loss. And I want you to think about whether any of these describe you or someone you can't get off the toilet without using your hands. You sit down, and when it's time to stand up, your hands automatically reach for something to push off of. The toilet seat, the counter, the wall. You can't just stand up like you used to. You're scared of falling. When you walk, you're hyper aware of every crack in the sidewalk, every uneven surface, because deep down, you can't react fast enough if you trip. You grab the railings everywhere you go, stairs, curbs, getting in and out of cars. You're constantly reaching for something to hold on to because you don't trust your body to move explosively if something goes wrong. You can't react fast enough to catch yourself. When you do trip on something, your heart races, you panic because your body doesn't respond the way it used to. You feel slow, uncoordinated. There's a delay between what your body wants to do and what it actually does. This is power loss. And this is terrifying because falls are the leading cause of injury and death in people over 65. One fall can fracture a hip, and 25% of people who fracture a hip die within a year. Not from the fracture itself, from the decline that happens when they stop moving entirely. This isn't just inconvenient. This is literally life and death. Now, here's what makes me angry. So, what does everyone else do about power loss? They tell you to walk, eat healthy, or even worse, give you balance training exercises. Stand on one foot, use a wobble board, do exercises on a stability ball or a Bosu ball. And look, I'm not saying balance training is bad. It's fine. We do a ton of it because it teaches your body awareness. It helps with proprioception, or your body's awareness of where it is in space and time. But here's the problem. Balance training teaches you to make slow, controlled micro adjustments. When you trip in real life, you don't have time for slow, controlled adjustments. You have about 200 milliseconds, 2/10 of a second, to generate enough force to catch yourself before you hit the ground. That's not about balance. That's about power. You need your muscles to fire hard, fast, maximum force in minimum time. That's what saves you from a fall. Balance training doesn't build power. It can't. It's the wrong stimulus entirely. So everyone's doing balance exercises, and guess what? They're still falling. They're still scared. They're still using their hands to get off the toilet because they're training the wrong thing. So what do we do differently? Well, first of all, we teach you how to do each exercise properly without using a balance device to further complicate that task. And next, at the Strength Laboratory, we train power with AI-powered precision. We call it dynamic effort training. And here's what makes us different. Every single piece of equipment in our gym has sensors that measure exact exercise speed in real time. Not guessing, not estimating. We know exactly how fast you're moving the weight every single repetition. This is huge for both safety and results. The sensors prevent you from lifting too heavy and getting hurt, or too light and wasting your time. Here's how it works. We prescribe a velocity zone for power training. You move moderate weight at maximum speed, speed squats, explosive deadlifts, medicine ball throws, power cleans. The goal isn't how much weight you're moving. The goal is how fast and how precise you move it. The AI sensors tell us when your speed drops below the threshold. When it does, the set is over. We don't let you grind through slow reps with deteriorating form. Every rep is explosive, or we stop. Oh, and rest periods? We don't use a timer. We don't guess. The sensor tells us when your starting speed has returned to the precise zone, and when it has, you're ready to go again. Not a second sooner, not a second later. This is why we're so efficient. Every single rep counts. No wasted effort, no junk volume, no grinding through reps that don't do anything. This precision is what makes the Strength Laboratory different from every other gym in the world. And this is why the Strength Laboratory members get their cognitive power back. We're training the exact quality everyone else ignores, and we're doing it with scientific precision using AI technology. This is science-based training designed specifically for ages 40 to 70. And here's what happens when your power comes back. Here's what it feels like when your power returns. You stand up from the toilet without thinking about it. Your hands don't automatically reach for something to push off of. You just stand up like you used to. You're not scared of falling anymore. You walk confidently. You don't avoid situations where you might trip. You trust your body. If you do trip, because everyone trips on something eventually, your body reacts instantly. You catch yourself. You're fine. You don't panic because you know your reflexes work. You feel quick again, coordinated, like your body responds to your brain without delay. That's what training with power gives you back. This is independence. And remember this core truth: strength is health. Power is health. This isn't vanity. This is your insurance policy to independence. Now let's talk about the next system. Maximal strength is pure force production. How much weight can you move? How much can you lift, carry, push, pull while maintaining perfect form? This is different from power. Power is about speed. Strength is about absolute force. And you're losing this too. 3 to 8% per decade after age 30. By 60, you might have lost 25% of the strength you had at age 30. By age 70, up to 40%. Think about that. That's almost half your strength. Gone. And this shows up everywhere in your daily life, as you can already probably see in your daily life as it is now. Here's what strength loss looks like. You can't carry all the groceries in one trip anymore. You used to be able to load up both arms and make it in one trip. Now it takes 2 trips, 3, or you wait for someone to help you. You can't lift your grandkids. They're not that heavy, but they might as well be 100 pounds. You just don't have the strength anymore. You need help opening jars. You're struggling with lids. You need tools. You need to ask someone for help with something you used to do yourself. You can't move furniture by yourself. You can't rearrange the room. Can't help a friend move. You need other people for physical tasks. You're becoming dependent little by little. You need help with little things you used to do yourself. The worst part about it is your grandkids still rely on you for help. And everyone tells you this is normal. They tell you this is just what happens when you get older. But it's not normal. It's not inevitable. It's only inevitable if you don't train for it properly. And here's what everyone else is doing wrong. Your friends, they're using light weights for high reps. 5-pound dumbbells, 10 pounds on the machines. Oh, and don't ever touch a barbell. Toning exercises. I'm doing toning exercises. And they've been told this is safer. That lifting heavy weights is dangerous. That they're too old to lift heavy weight. Well, here's the truth. Light weights don't build strength. They can't. Your body only gets stronger when you give it a reason to adapt. And adaptation requires effort. Mechanical tension on the tissues is what causes them to grow and get stronger. If you can do 20 reps of something, it's too light. Your body says, I can already handle this, and doesn't bother adapting. There's no reason for it to get stronger. But if you challenge yourself with the weight that truly requires effort, something you can only do for 3, 4, 5, 8 reps, your body says, well, I need to build some more muscle to handle this load. And then it does. It recruits more motor units. It builds more muscle tissue. It gets stronger. Light weights don't do that. They build muscular endurance. At worst, they just put stress on your tendons, especially if you lift wrong, which you're probably doing. That's fine for what it is, but it's not strength. You know what builds strength? Weights that require effort. Progressively overloading the system, challenging your body to adapt. And that's exactly what we do. At the Strength Laboratory, we train maximal strength deliberately and systematically. We call it maximal effort training. Here's how it works. We use loads that require effort from you. Not effort for a 25-year-old athlete, effort for you. Just enough that you can do only about 3 to 5 reps with perfect form. Effort to challenge, effort enough to produce force and to force adaptation. And again, the AI sensors are critical here. They ensure you're lifting the right intensity, not too heavy, that you're risking injury, and not too light so that you're just wasting your time. We do low reps, 3 to 5 reps with maximal effort. We're not trying to get your heart rate up during strength work. We're trying to build muscles with the ability to produce strength. And because of the velocity-based training, we maintain perfect form throughout. Every rep has a prescribed starting speed and ending speed. If you drop below that ending speed, the set is over. You rest. We don't let you grind through any ugly reps and put you at risk. We rest only until the speed returns to the prescribed zone. The sensors tell us when that is and when you're ready. And we do this with progressive overload. We start where you are, and week by week, month by month, we're always challenging you at the right level. You're always getting stronger because you're always progressing. This is what training for strength actually means. Not light weights, not high reps, challenging loads performed with proper progression and AI-powered precision. This is the science-based approach to reversing age-related strength loss. And here's what happens when your strength comes back. Here's what it feels like. You become pain-free because you have stronger joints. You carry all your groceries in one trip. No problem. Load up both arms. Make it in one trip like you used to. You can lift your grandkids. You could pick them up, throw them in the air, carry them around. You're strong enough. You can move furniture when you want to, rearrange your room, help a friend. You don't need to wait for someone that's stronger. You're not constantly asking for help. You can open your own jars. You can carry your own luggage. You're capable again. You're independent. And this is what strength training gives you back. Not toning, not fitness, strength. Real functional, useful strength that translates to daily life. Muscle mass is health. Strength is health. This is your insurance policy against dependence. This is your insurance policy against frailty. Now let's talk about muscle. All right, listen up. This is really important, so listen carefully. Muscle mass is not about vanity. It's not about looking good at the beach. Muscle is your survival system. Muscle is your metabolic engine. It's what regulates your blood sugar. It's what keeps your metabolism running. Muscle is your armor. It protects you from injury, it cushions your joints, and it absorbs impact. Muscle is your insurance policy against frailty, against dependence, and you're losing 3 to 8% of it every decade. By age 70, you could have lost 30% of muscle. By 80, up to 50%. This is called sarcopenia, and it's the silent killer of independence. When you lose muscle, everything gets worse. Your metabolism slows down. Your blood sugar regulation fails. Your bones get weaker because there's no muscles pulling on them. Your posture just collapses. You become fragile. And most people don't realize this is happening until it's almost too late. Here are the symptoms. You feel fragile, breakable. Your body is delicate, and you need to be careful with it. You could injure yourself doing normal things. You feel thin, weak, unprotected. There's nothing cushioning you. You're exposed. Your metabolism is dying. You gain weight easily. You can't lose fat no matter what you do because muscle is your metabolism. Without muscle tissue, your metabolic rate plummets. You gain fat easily. You can't lose it. The weight creeps on and won't come off because you don't have the muscle mass to burn it. You look and feel old. Not just old, frail, weak. You're disappearing. This is sarcopenia. This is what happens when you lose muscle mass. And here's what everybody else does about it. Cardio, running, spin class, Zumba, Orange Theory. None of which builds muscle. None of it stops the decline. In fact, excessive cardio can actually accelerate muscle loss, especially if you're not eating enough protein and doing resistance training. So what do? At the Strength Laboratory, we dedicate entire training days to building muscle. We call them repeated effort days. And we use two different approaches to build two different things. Repeated effort short, 6 to 10 reps with moderate effort. This builds lean muscle mass. This is your metabolic engine. This is what fills out your frame and makes you feel solid instead of fragile. This is what protects you. And repeated effort long, 11 to 20 reps with lighter effort. This builds tissue durability and strengthens the tendons, ligaments, and connective tissues of your body. This is what prevents injuries. This is what lets you train harder without getting hurt. Both are critical. You need the muscle mass and you need the connective tissues to support it. And we use density-based training. This means we do as many rounds and reps as possible in the prescribed velocity zones. And when you hit your velocity loss threshold, and when the AI sensor tells you your speed has dropped, you rest. But here's where it gets really interesting. This is what I call the ultimate fitness hack known to man. During those rest periods between sets, your heart rate is still elevated. You're still breathing hard. You're still getting a cardiovascular effect. So while you're resting from your strength work, you're actually doing the cardio that everyone else drives to the gym to do. Let me say that again. Our rest periods equal their entire cardio workout, except their cardio builds zero strength, zero power, zero muscle mass, and zero tissue durability. And our rest, while we're building strength, power, muscle, and connective tissue, is also giving the same cardiovascular effects. You're getting strength trained and cardio in the same 60-minute session. They're getting cardio and nothing else. They spend 30 minutes on strength, 30 minutes on cardio, 60 minutes total for an incomplete development. We spend 45 minutes total and get strength, power, muscle, tissue, cardio as a byproduct. That's complete development. This is precision training. This is efficiency. This is why we get results faster and more completely than anyone else. And here's what happens when your muscle comes back. Here's what it feels like. You feel solid, protected, armored. You have a layer of protection on your body. You can handle whatever gets thrown at you. Your metabolism is working again. You're not constantly gaining weight. You can actually lose fat when you want to because you have the muscle tissue burning calories. You can lose fat when you want to. You have the metabolic flexibility again. Your body responds to your nutrition because you have the muscle mass driving your metabolism. You look younger, stronger. You look in the mirror and your skin looks tighter because of the muscle underneath that replaced that soft layer of fat that used to occupy that space. You look like someone who's aging backwards instead of forward. You're not fragile anymore. You feel strong, capable, protected, solid. This is what muscle gives you. This is why we build it. Muscle mass is health. It's not vanity. It's survival. Now, let me bring this all together. So, here's what makes the Strength Laboratory different from everything else out there. We train all 4 of these muscle building methods every single week. Dynamic effort, power, what dies first and fastest, maximal effort, maximal strength, what keeps you independent, repetitive effort short, muscle mass, what protects you and gives you your metabolism, repetitive effort long, connective tissue, what prevents injury and lets you train constantly. Nobody else is doing this. Nobody. Traditional gyms have you doing cardio on a treadmill, which trains none of these systems adequately. Orange Theory has you doing light weights and cardio, which does nothing to build strength. CrossFit builds power, but destroys your connective tissues with high volume under fatigue with improper form and recovery. Boot camp programs, you do burpees and bodyweight exercises incorrectly, which makes your joints hurt even worse than when you came in. None of these have a complete system. They're all incomplete. We train everything, and we do it with AI-powered precision in a way that lets you recover so you can train more frequently. Let me show you what that looks like. This is what a typical 5-day training week might look like for you. So Monday, we're going to do some lower body power and strength, so some Zercher squats, explosive medicine ball work, high neural demand, lower muscular damage. Tuesday is going to be an upper body muscle building, and your lower body is going to be recovering while your upper body works. Your nervous system needs rest while your muscles get volume. Wednesday is complete rest day. Thursday, lower body muscle and tissue building. It's a different stress than Monday. Your nervous system has recovered. Now we're building muscle and strengthening the connective tissues of your legs. Friday, upper body power and strength, neural work, but in a different pattern. Your legs are recovering from Thursday's work volume. Saturday, you can do another session if you want, maybe a lower body power again or upper body muscle work again. Your body can handle it. It's because we're rotating the stress. Sunday's a complete rest day. So you notice what's happening here. You never do the same thing 2 days in a row. You never are hammering the same energy system back to back. Monday is neural, lower body. Tuesday is muscular, upper body. Thursday is muscular, lower body. Friday is neural, upper body. You're always recovering from something while training something else. This is why we can train 4, 5, 6 days a week, and you'll feel better than people do training 2 times a week somewhere else. We're not beating you up. We're strategically rotating, so you're always feeling fresh. There's always something new to train that day. This is concurrent periodization, and it's the only system that allows you to train all 4 critical systems every week without overtraining. And the best part, no cardio. You're always doing that while you're resting. The ultimate fitness hack. Let me be very clear about what makes the Strength Laboratory the only system designed for your age. We train for what dies first, power. The system that declines twice as fast as everything else, and that nobody else trains for people over 40. We train what keeps you independent, maximal strength, challenging loads that actually build strength, not light weights that do nothing. We build what protects you, muscle mass, the tissue that's your metabolic engine, your armor, your survival system. We strengthen what prevents injury, connective tissue, so you don't get hurt and you can train consistently for years. We use AI-powered precision. Every rep is measured. Every rep counts, no guessing, no wasted effort, maximum efficiency. We rotate the stress, so you could train 4 to 6 days per week without overtraining, which means you're in a growth state more days per week instead of declining. And all of this was designed specifically for people aged 40 to 70, not 25-year-olds, not for athletes, for you. This is a science-based approach that follows the research on what actually works for reversing aging. Your friends doing cardio? Hey guys, wrong system. Your friends doing yoga? That's just incomplete. Your friends doing light weights? Ineffective. Your friends doing CrossFit? Getting injured. You have the Strength Laboratory. And this is the only complete system with precision technology specifically designed for your physiology. This approach allows you to maximize your final years, turn back the clock, and feel as good as you did in your 20s and 30s. We're not managing decline, we are reversing it. So here's the proof that it works. Here's how you know it's working. You can stand up from the toilet without using your hands. Your power is back. You're not scared of falling anymore. You trust your body. Your reflexes are back. You can carry all the groceries in one trip. You can lift your grandkids. Your strength is back. You feel solid, protected, strong, not fragile. Your muscles are back. You're training 4, 5, 6 days a week more than you ever trained before, and you feel better than when you were training 2 days a week and doing the wrong stuff. You're aging backwards. Here's the proof. Not what the scale says, not some lab test. The proof is in what you can do and how you feel and the independence you have back. This is why strength is health. This is why muscle mass is health. This is your insurance policy to independence. So that's it. That's the system. Power, strength, muscle mass, connective tissue. All 4 trained every week with AI-powered precision, rotated so that you can train frequently without overtraining. And the only system in the world designed specifically for age 40 to 70 with the goal of reversing aging rather than managing decline. You chose right when you walked in the door here. Now you know why. Now you can explain to your friends when they ask what you're doing. Now you understand the complete system and why it works. This is the science-based training that lets you feel as good as you did in your 20s and 30s, so you keep showing up, keep training, keep getting stronger. You're not managing decline, you're reversing it. Thanks for being a member, guys. And if you're not a member, go ahead and hit us up, 562-245-6460. We'll get you all set to go.